Hello. So this is my second sequence of the New Moon Insights. And I have today with me the lovely Nancy Drinker. And we're so excited to come and share just some things that are transitioning right now. This is a new moon in Virgo. Normally, on the new moon, it is a beautiful time to set intentions. However, we're feeling like it's a little bit different this time. So, Nancy is going to share some of her knowledge and insights with you. I met Nancy, was it 2011 or 2012? It was a while ago.
Yeah, I think it was even before then.
We probably started working together in 2011, I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah, yeah.
So
I think that's probably right.
yeah, we met through a mutual friend, Kristen Fontana, who is an amazing evolutionary astrologer. I actually should have her on here sometime.
Oh, yeah,
She'd be really great at this.
she would be.
But I just really got from you how grounded you were and just had such a deep appreciation of you as an individual, as a mother, as a woman in your community. And then you ended up being pretty much my first business coach. I was really just branching out on my own and had kind of no idea. I don't want to say no idea what I was doing, but really when it came to business, as most healing people, as us in the healing modality, we're not great business people. I mean, I'm getting there now, but we're just not, and we need support. And so I remember turning to you, just being like, okay, where do we go? Help.
Right.
so so tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll go from there about the new moon.
Yeah. So I am an operations professional.
Mhm.
That's my corporate background, but I'm also really interested in, like you said, healing modalities, in continuing to evolve as a person. I look at life really holistically. So I know how important it is to take care of yourself, so that you can show up well in both your personal and your professional life. And so at one point, I just started basically leveraging the operational tools that I had learned professionally, like creating a mission statement and identifying your core values and creating a daily framework to help people focus on and create intention around their health and wellness aims. And so I have kind of straddled the line between being a strategic coach for business people like you, and then also working with individuals and families to help them um, just create a framework. There's a woman named Daria Rose who I follow, and she calls it home court habits. She is a neuroscientist, and she's done a lot of work on developing habits. And so I love this idea of like, how do we want our lives to look on a daily basis when we're at home and we can control what's in our fridge and our access to movement and our social lives and stuff? Because so much of the time, if we're going out for dinner or we're on vacation or whatever, we lose the control to do that.
Right.
Um, and so I think it's really important to create that, to set an intention, like this is how I want to live when I do have the opportunity to do it. And that way it just changes your behavior. Even when you do start to have less control over, you just make different choices.
Right, right.
So I think it's really important to do.
Yeah. So when I reached out to you, I thought it would be a good time to have this interview with you because we are in a transitional period. We're coming to the end of summer, Labor Day weekend's just a week away. People are taking their kids back to school, and the whole program has to transition, right?
Mhm.
We can't be out there having fun all the time and on vacation all the time. And it just changes. Everything changes.
Mhm.
So what can you speak to on that at this time?
So I think it's a really great opportunity for individuals and families to relook at their goals, at their values.
Mhm.
And, summer tends to be more of like a willy nilly season
Yeah.
in our lives where we just kind of let things get a little looser, as we
Mhm.
should. It's great. It's so fun.
Mhm.
This is a time to sort of reclaim some of the healthy habits that we typically have in place. And just, as kids go back to school, as kids may go off to school,
Mhm.
we have new empty nesters who have this great chance to look at their partnership and say, what do we want it to look like?
Mhm.
And so I just think that fall and back to school season is such a great time to dig in and really have some important, conversations in your own mind, but also conversations with your partner or with your family about how can we set ourselves up for success in this fall season.
Yeah, definitely. And so in particular, this, new moon, I just somewhere along the line, I just became a bigger fan of the new moon than the full moon. I was always so enamored with the full moon, but I just love this time to begin again and start
Mhm.
over. And yet it's not as much about intention setting right now. My understanding is it Mars? It's kind of like messing everything up.
Mhm.
And it's more about staying present and kind of walking through what you're already doing. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, and let me be clear that I am not an astrologer.
Yeah.
I am playing one on social media here.
Yeah.
And I'm basically leveraging the knowledge that I have ascertained from people I follow, like Kristen Fontana, who you mentioned, Chani Nicholas, I follow her. And so, what I understand about this new moon is, as you said, oftentimes the new moon is a great time to plant seeds and set intentions, and it's a opportunity to further a project or turn over a new leaf or whatever. And my understanding is that this is not that kind of new moon, that this new moon is in an exact square to Mars. And so Mars's energy is amplified. And Chani characterizes this as feeling more potent, hot, searing,
Mhm.
cutting.
Mhm.
It's not a gentle new moon.
Mhm.
And so the benefit is that Mars encourages us to grow. So we have a lot of opportunity in this new moon to look at what we value. What are we willing to defend? Whether it's a relationship or, our sleep or whatever it is, like it's taking a stance
Mhm.
on stuff that we value.
Mhm.
And also looking at what's toxic in our lives and how do we remove that toxicity.
Yeah.
And maybe that's like going back to a cleaner way of eating because summer's been all about beer and pretzels or whatever it is. It's taking this opportunity to grow
Yeah.
and to grow in a more healthy way.
Yeah.
My understanding about Mars is also that, we're going to need to be more disciplined in this new moon and be more specific, particularly with our language, because things may land a little bit more harshly than we intend them to, just because of the nature of the energy these
Yeah.
days. And I've already started to notice that in myself
Mhm.
and in communications that I've received.
Mhm.
I've been like, oh, well, that came off a little bit more dramatic than I meant it to. Let me,
Uh-huh.
like I'm just being a little bit more like, oh yeah, we've got thousands of those. Well, no, we don't have thousands of those. We have tens of those. Like, let's be specific with our language so we
Yeah.
don't inadvertently or unintentionally offend somebody with the energy of our language right now.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that makes sense with kind of circling back to uh transitioning also with, families taking care of their kids, whether they're taking them back to school and, college, or so that there's not, like you said, as much magnified, because it's
Mhm.
a transition, right? We have to transition from August into September. And
Mhm.
so it would be healthier and more beneficial for everybody, right, at this time, if we could just do that just with a little more grace and ease.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Those are the terms that I was going to use, because the new moon, as I understand it, is not going to offer us that. Like it's not going to be an easy new moon.
Yeah.
But if we're prepared for it,
Mhm.
and if we can leverage the opportunity to, to look at our nutrition, our movement, our sleep, our social life, our spirituality, all of these different aspects of life, and be really specific about what we value, what we're going to guard moving forward, and create that healthy framework, then that will benefit us a lot. And I think, the work that you're going to be doing with the people who attend this course in terms of tuning into their intuition, the work that Dylan's going to be doing in terms of knowing their human design framework and operating from there, will be really helpful in this season, because it gives people the chance to really listen within and make choices that are in alignment with who they are. And that will feel more easy and graceful than, fighting against something or trying to push energy.
Yeah, definitely. And so, what Nancy is speaking to is the course that I have coming up. It's starting September 21st. It's called Human Spirit Development. It really is about not just tapping into your intuition, but learning how to utilize it
Mm.
for a more purposeful, not just a more purposeful, but yeah, a more purposeful way of being and for
Mhm.
your evolution. And we'll also be working on self care. So, Dylan, who she mentioned, will be starting with me in October. I have an Ayurvedic practitioner, Ali, that will be working with me in November. And then Nancy is jumping into the course with me in December. So it's a collaborative course. And I'm so excited about this. It's been like a little backpack I've been carrying around for a long time, and I'm finally unloading it. And I'm bombarding everybody with it because I'm so excited about it. So,
Yeah.
um, so yeah,
Well, and
just
rightly so. It's so important for people, particularly at this time, to be able to tune in and really leverage their own inner knowledge.
yeah, absolutely. And so, just real briefly, Nancy, just mention what you'll be speaking to. I mean, you pretty much said it in the very beginning. You'll be speaking to
Mhm.
those in December because we'll be transitioning again into the holiday season,
Mhm.
but about how to be, because you're really talking about lifestyle, your lifestyle coach.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And what the attendees will be learning through September, October, November is all great. It's great to have tools, but if you don't implement them, it doesn't
mhm,
matter that you know them,
mhm,
right? So it's really going to be helping individuals create a framework that feels natural for them,
yeah,
that, kind of allows them to create a daily practice of, whether it's a checklist or an action plan or however they want to characterize it. Each person can personalize the approach. It will let them kind of identify the bits and pieces that they've learned throughout the course and commit to using them in their daily lives.
yeah.
And that could mean, creating time, quiet time,
Mhm.
to really sit and reflect. It could mean, I'm going to turn off the radio when I'm in the car so that I can be in my head thinking about these things, as opposed to just sort of listening to the news or listening to music and not being conscious
Right,
in
right.
those, like we all have to harness the moments of quiet we have in our lives, because everyone has busy lives.
Mhm.
And if you don't make space for these things, then you lose the impact of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna come to a close now. So where's a good place for people to find you? I mean, I can put some info somewhere. This will be going up on YouTube, on Facebook. We'll see how the Instagram goes. But if people want to just kind of know a little bit more about you, where should I send them?
Um, I don't really have a business page up right now. The closest I have is LinkedIn.
Yeah,
So you can look for me at Nancy Drinker on LinkedIn.
yeah.
I also have Facebook and Instagram. Instagram is my primary social media channel.
Mhm.
And on there, I think I'm Nancy Drinker or Nancy Dash Drinker, but
Yeah.
something along those lines.
Okay.
If you're, really interested, you can email me at nancydrinker@gmail.com to
Mhm.
learn more, and I can provide information that way.
Okay.
But yeah, people will get a sense of who I am on my Instagram page. They'll see the Joy Project that I did earlier this year and kind of what I'm about. So
Yeah.
it's a good start.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with me today,
Oh
Nancy.
my gosh, thank you so much for having me. It's a joy. It truly
Yeah.
is. I can't wait.
Yay. Thank you. So
Yeah.
happy moon in Virgo.
Yes, exactly. Thanks for your great work in the world.
Thank you.
Mhm.